Welcome to my Cuernavaca, my hometown. This is where I spent most of the first 30 years of my life, where mornings start with fresh pan dulce with my grandfather, and time slows down under the jacaranda trees. Most people know it as a quick escape from Mexico City. Only 1 hour away, this is a favorite weekend trip for Mexico City locals who need a break from the chaos. They come chasing the sunshine, the gardens, and that nickname we all secretly love, the city of the eternal spring. But for me, Cuernavaca is never a vacation, it's home. And honestly, that's why we haven't shown it to you before. It's kind of like introducing you to my mom for the first time. I wasn't sure if we were ready for that step in our relationship yet. But now, I think we are. So over this weekend, we're showing you the best things to do in Cuernavaca. And no proper trip home starts without breakfast with my mom.
How long has it been since you've seen your mom?
6 months? Yeah, I think 6 months. ¿Qué onda, mamita? ¿Cómo estás?
Hola! Martine's go-to breakfast spot is Via Calmecac, a cozy little buffet that feels more like visiting someone's home than a restaurant. For about 260 pesos or $15 a person, you help yourself to fresh fruits and juices while handmade tortillas come hot off the comal. Then the real magic begins. 4 to 5 traditional dishes show up at your table and they're different every day. And before we've even finished our coffee, we're already passing plates and sharing stories in between bites from wherever life's taken us lately.
La mermelada de guayaba.
Oh, guava marmalade?
Yes.
So good. I wish that I could find tourists in Cancun and Cabo and just transport them here for a moment. I think I would open up their minds to want to travel Mexico way more than just the tourist areas. Because when you come to a place like this for breakfast, where there's someone making tortillas by hand, you try some cafe de olla, how on earth could you not fall more in love with Mexico?
After that an amazing breakfast, we're coming over here because we want to walk a little bit in this place that is Parque Ecológico Chapultepec. I really like this place because it really represents what Cuernavaca is. You know, like full of trees, full of vegetation, a little river next to us. And I used to come over here almost every day with my mom. So this is one of my favorite places in Cuernavaca.
This protected natural area is often called the city's green lung because its trees and waterways work to keep Cuernavaca cool. It stretches about 12 hectares with ancient ahuehuetes or Mexican cypresses that have stood here for over 250 years. Inside you'll find a butterfly house, a few rescued animals, and conservation centers protecting native species. But more than anything, it's just a peaceful place to walk, and we love starting the day here with Martine's mom before she heads off to work. It always blows my mind how lush Cuernavaca is. The weather here is just perfect, so you get beautiful parks like this with so much greenery. Feels like a jungle.
People from Cuernavaca, we're very special with the weather. When it's like a little hot, like only 3 degrees, then we complain that it's so hot. Whenever it's 3 degrees down, we use sweater. Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenas tardes. ¿De qué le queda? ¿De esto? Time to eat. This is a very Morelos dish. That's where Cuernavaca is. This is the capital of Morelos. You know, in Mexico we eat a lot of tacos, but each state it has a different taco. Well, different types of tacos. This one is the one for Morelos. It's called taco acorazado. In other places they will call it as taco de guisado, but it started over here in Morelos. And this one is only one. I know it looks like 2, but it's only 1. So there's many places and everybody will tell you they know the best taco acorazado. For me, I have tried these ones during the last 30 years, so I know these ones that are my favorite. They are called tacos Doña Seve. And they started since the morning, but right now I like to have it for lunch.
These tacos were born during the revolution in Cuautla, Morelos. They're called acorazados, which literally means battleships because, well, just look at them. Each one stacks 2 tortillas, a bed of rice, and your choice of filling. We're team potato. At 120 pesos or about $6, it's a great value. I ate these about 5 times a week when we were living here in Cuernavaca, and yes, we did live here in Cuernavaca for about 2 years, but we never really showed our life online because Our life we thought was boring.
We were renting a tiny little place in the north of Cuernavaca.
Our kitchen was next to our bed. I was picking up like 50 hours a week because I wanted to pay off my student loans as fast as possible before our wedding.
That's right. I was working the weekends, so we weren't able to go outside.
Sometimes they would call him into work. We never knew if we could go film something.
That's right, because I only knew one night before.
But we lived here, and it's just so crazy to be back. For me, it's just like feels like a second home. It's always so nice to come back here, and I'm so glad I got the chance to live here and experience your life, because this is a different side of Mexico.
But also it's very nice to see our life right now and see in retrospective and how much we grow since then.
But there's one thing that hasn't changed. Our love for these freaking tacos, right?
Tacos acabazados, my love.
About Cuernavaca isn't just the outside, but the inside of some of these buildings. There's something Martin has taught me is called Cuernavaca style. I'm not sure if that's a real term or what, but inside some of these houses is some of the most amazing architecture. So what better place to head to than Museo Brady to see it for ourselves. During Cuernavaca's golden age, when movie stars, artists, and dreamers drifted in like moss to the flame, it's easy to imagine a different kind of life. One filled with garden parties, mezcal before noon, and homes like this. The Robert Brady Museum was once exactly that, a home.
Brady, an American artist and collector, arrived in the early 60s and never left. Over time, he filled the 16th century convent with over 1,000 treasures from all around the world, including pre-Hispanic artifacts, colonial era art, African masks, and even Frida Kahlo's self-portrait, the one with the monkey.
The rooms haven't been staged or redesigned, they've been preserved exactly how he left them. It's the kind of place that makes you wonder what your home might say about you once you're gone. Admission is 70 pesos and is closed on Mondays.
The amount of art that is in that place is amazing, it's stunning. Such a beautiful collection.
All right, Martin, King of Cuernavaca, where are we eating tonight?
I love that title, King of Cuernavaca.
Official one.
We're eating in Casa Hidalgo. We're in a balcony and we have such a great view over here in the city center.
It's incredible. Like, I love how the city center looks in the evening, all the families out. And we have just been reminiscing because just downstairs is a place called Los Arcos that used to be so popular for dancing. And you guys know that we met while working on a cruise ship, but did you know that I actually studied abroad here in Cuernavaca before even knowing Martin?
Right.
And at that little dance place downstairs, I even met one of his best friends, Jorge. We took a picture together and didn't find out till years later that you were supposed to be there that night.
That is correct. I always hang out over there and I was always with Jorge, so yeah. It was very weird that I wasn't over there that night. Leave in the comments down below if it ever happens to you that probably you should have met one person, but then the destiny decided you have to wait a little more time.
We love stories like that, so spam our comments. We want to hear them.
That's right.
But
I ordered cecina de Yecapixtla. That is, I think, the most famous dish in Morelos. It's so good. Yecapixtla is in the south of the state and it's the best of the country. The cecina that they made out of over here, it's salty. It's a salty meat.
What's it taste like?
Home.
Oh. I went for a plate of mole, a classic. I see
Good?
why you miss mole so much now.
Oh yeah.
Delicious. This right here, eating rich, delicious food as locals come out and birds fly over the plaza to find a home for the night, this might be what contentment tastes like. Fast forward to 9 a.m. and we're on our way to India Bonita, one of the oldest restaurants in Cuernavaca, where artists, diplomats, and the occasional hungover poet have come to eat for nearly a century. And what do you know? Just as we're about to head in, Martin runs into his aunt, uncle, and cousins. Total coincidence. Definitely not planned. Nope, not at all. His uncle just happens to be a city chronicler, as was his dad, so you know, the perfect person to casually bump into on the street when you're filming a video about Cuernavaca. Martin's uncle knows so much history about this place, and one thing I think a lot of people don't know, Martin didn't know, is that Frida and Diego actually stayed here once, and if you didn't know, we found out last year that they were actually friends of Martin's grandpa. So, watch our video in Coyoacan if you haven't heard that whole story. It's kind of crazy.
I ordered an omelette that it has flor de calabaza, zucchini, and cheese and some corn. It's called Maximiliano. It's a very good name for this place. I like this place because it's centric, it's historical. My uncle just told me a good story about this place, that this building was built by an ambassador. So that Moro, that's actually the name of the street over here. So it's nice to have a breakfast where you can learn a little bit of history.
Finally, I got myself some enfrijoladas. I've been waiting my entire time here in Mexico to have enfrijoladas. Normally I order these every day, but I don't know, every morning I keep getting distracted by all the quesadillas and chilaquiles and all the other delicious things to have, so.
Since Juliana learned what enfrijoladas is, she always ordered in Mexico.
Please,
all the time.
If you have never had enfrijoladas and
Do
you go to
yourself a
Mexico,
favor.
order them. It's like an enchilada, but with a bean sauce. So it's super, super mild if you don't like spicy things. And it's my absolute favorite, like, comfort food ever. And I actually need to learn how to make these.
After breakfast, we decide to walk all together to Jardín Juarez, where you can find the iconic kiosk that sits right in the heart of Cuernavaca's Centro Histórico. It's where couples stroll, kids run wild, and you can always find someone to polish your shoes. And since we just happen to be walking with someone who knows this city inside and out, I figured it was finally time to settle a question that's been bugging me for a while. Did Gustavo Eiffel actually design this thing? Or is that just one of those stories locals tell tourists for fun?
¿Qué tan cierto es eso? Mira, fíjate que no. La realidad es que Eiffel no hacía este tipo de trabajo. Los kioscos es de origen inglés. En 1888 es cuando se compró. Y en esa época Eiffel estaba en el proceso de construcción de la Torre Eiffel para la Feria Mundial.
Eso hubiese sido imposible.
Pues era imposible que él estuviera dedicado a este tipo de trabajos.
Okay.
Y en Inglaterra, a una hora de Inglaterra, al oeste de Inglaterra, hay un kiosco igual.
So, not Eiffel. Mystery solved. But there were plenty of other important figures that made their mark on the city. So we say goodbye to my family and keep walking to this place. This is, Juliana, I think the most iconic building in Cuernavaca and I think in Morelos.
I know, you see it in a photo or a video and you know exactly where you are. And what is this place?
This is the Palacio de Cortez. And it's named like that after Hernán Cortés.
I think there's a lot of figures in history that would surprise you that had relations here to Cuernavaca, right? If you're watching this, you never heard of Cuernavaca, I was shocked personally.
Yeah, and you know why? Because it has a beautiful weather. We call ourselves the city of the eternal spring. That's why a lot of people looking for that nice weather, they come over here to live.
In case we hadn't mentioned it already enough in this video. We're gonna take a look inside because this place is pretty cool. After the conquest, Hernán Cortés made this his getaway. He built a fortress-like palace right on top of a pre-Hispanic tribute complex. What you're looking at is considered the oldest surviving colonial civil structure in the Americas. And over the centuries, it's been used for everything. Cortez's mansion, a prison, the seat of a provisional government, Porfirian offices, and now a regional history museum.
Upstairs, a Diego Rivera mural commissioned in the 1920s tells a story of Morelos. In all its beauty, struggle, and blood. Admission is 75 pesos. By the time we finish up here, it's time to eat again. It's lunchtime and we are in Azulengo. Even though we are far away from the sea, this was my favorite place in order to have some seafood. I always come over here with my father, with my brother to have good conversations and relaxing. Also, this helps. If you're a little hangover, this is the place to come over here to recover yourself.
I went for El Capitan, which is a delicious fried fish taco with cheese, avocado, salsa, and then they have this little pineapple jalapeno kind of salad dip, which, yeah, I'll add a little bit. I'm nervous about the jalapeno though. That's delicious. Martine's tostada also looks incredible. And Martine said we're not near the sea, which is technically correct. We're not like at the sea, but Cuernavaca is the city that people go to when they're passing through from Mexico City to get to Acapulco. Very common that people go to Acapulco for the weekends here, so they love their seafood here still.
After lunch, we head to one of the most important spots in the city, Jardín Borda. In the 1860s, this was a summer retreat for the Emperor Maximilian I and the Empress Carlota to escape Mexico City. Maximiliano and Carlota hosted concerts over the lake. And even today, the city hosts exhibits and performances around the grounds. This doesn't happen to me often in my trips because I'm always a foreigner, but over here, I didn't pay anything. Juliana needed to pay 30 pesos, but for me, it was free because I proved that I was born in this state.
We absolutely love it when you guys flood our DMs on Instagram, letting us know, oh, like, I'm from Cuernavaca, I've been to Cuernavaca, I'm going to Cuernavaca. Please, if you do come here, send us a selfie of yourself here at Jardín Borda. So I guess Cuernavaca really has always been a place to get away. For emperors, for conquistadors, for artists, and even today, for Mexico City locals. Stay tuned because next, we're trading Eternal Spring for the winds off Lake Michigan, heading to Chicago. So long, travel well, and make the world your neighborhood.